Hey, what's up guys? Sean here. This week's video is drastically different than what we had planned. Let's get it. Okay, so like I said, this video is drastically different than what we had planned. So we had planned on going camping, and got home Friday afternoon, and my well pump is shot. So we went through the weekend using our preps and trying to see if we could get somebody out here to change the pump for us. But from a financial standpoint, knowing that I could do it myself, I couldn't stomach the idea of spending all that money. I'm not going to get into the cost of it because costs are different everywhere, but let's just say it was a substantial amount of money. So and knowing that I can do it, I just couldn't stomach the thought of doing that. So we're going to go ahead and pull this pump. I'm going to take you guys along with me. I've kind of got started already, and then I decided to do this video. But I'm going to take you guys along with me. I'll show you what I've got here. This is definitely not a how-to video. I'm just going to take you guys along. So we're going to get into swapping this pump out so I can get my wife some running water back in the house. She has been a trooper and hasn't complained at all about this yet. And I think that's a testament to the preps that we've already had set up. So we'll get into this and I'll tell you about what we have been using. Okay, so the very first thing we've got to do is get Sarah's car out of the way so I don't drop a piece of pipe on it. Okay, before we get started, I want to reiterate the fact that I'm not a plumber. This is not a how-to video. I'm not showing you how to change your well pump. This is just me taking you through the whole process of me changing my well pump. And the reason I say that is because I'm not 100% sure that I would consider this a project for the average homeowner. I've got some skills to do this. I've pulled this pump myself and my pop before, so I kind of know what it entails. I have run into a couple of bumps in the road here, and I'll go over that with you here in a few minutes. But like I said, I don't think this is something that the average homeowner should probably tackle. It's an expense. It definitely is an expense. But if you did it wrong, you got to think, if you did it wrong, how much more of an expense would it be to have to still pay somebody else to come out here and do it? So that's just something I want to bring to your attention. So like I said, Sarah and I had preps set up in advance, you know, for hurricanes or for what have you, that made this whole thing a lot less dramatic for us. We have containers with several hundred gallons of water prepped because we have to have clean water for the animals, for the chickens, and we also have to have clean water for the horse. And also we soak the horse's feed with water, so that's just another thing that we had to have fresh water for. So we have containers set up with several hundred gallons of fresh water. And then, you know, as far as ourselves out here, we're on a septic system, and so we can actually just take a couple of gallons of water, dump it in the toilet, flush it. And then as far as like bathing and stuff like that, we have just a camping shower bag, and we hung that up in the bathroom. We put fresh water in it, and then we heated up some water in the tea kettle, heated it up, so we've been able to take showers. It's been inconvenient, but not terrible. So we've had those preps set aside. Now we have, you know, a few things that we would like to do different in the future that we have come across here. And but that's okay. That's what prepping is all about. You kind of learn what works and what didn't work. And I highly suggest that you prep up some things, because we've been out of water since Friday evening. today is Tuesday. I had to work yesterday, so I wasn't able to work on this thing. And so we've been out of water since Friday evening. That's a lot of water if we'd had to buy water in containers or gallons of water. So that's just something to think about. You know, we prep. I highly suggest that you prep up and get, you know, a good water supply and things like that for just such an emergency. You know, you never know when something like this is going to happen, especially out here on the homestead where we're not, you know, a city water or something like that. So we stay prepped up, and like I said, I highly suggest that you prep up for a situation like this yourself. Now, like I said, I've already gotten started pulling this thing, and I've set up a very simple operation here for me to be able to do this by myself, because I'm not going to have a lot of help here. My wife can help me when she can, but she's working. So I've just got this chain hoist set up here. I built this frame, and I'm literally pulling this thing like you would pull a car engine. Now, I've got a couple of braided lines that are rated for 550 pounds, and this is well under 550 pounds. So I've got a couple braided lines that I've made in half hitches up it. If you don't know what a half hitch is, I'll show you here in a minute. But a half hitch basically works like a Chinese finger trap or the Chinese finger handcuffs. The more you pull on it, the tighter it gets. So that's the idea for the way this thing is lifting, and it's actually working pretty good. Okay, so what I've done is I've set up a safety system with this other chain. Now, I've got a set of half hitches on the bottom that hook to this chain that will catch in case this slips, or in the case that I'm at right now, I've gotten to the top and now I've got to lower this back down and catch another bite. So I've got a safety system set up so, you know, if something happens, this pipe doesn't drop straight down and go out of sight. So, I mean, it's working so far, and I'm going to quit talking. I'm going to get this thing done, and then we get to another step, I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, so now we are at the top, and what I've got to do is I've got to put the pressure on this, and you can see that tighten up. And once that tightens up good, it'll put slack in the top, and I can let these half hitches down and catch another bite. Okay, so for the sake of the video, I've taken my strap off, and I'm going to redo my half hitches just to show you how it works. So half hitches are very simple. This rope that I've got, this braided rope, came with loop weaved into the end of it, and I've just reinforced that with some duct tape to make sure nothing happens. Like I said, this is rated for 550 pounds, so I'm nowhere even close to that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this rope, and I'm just going to go around and thread my rope through this loop. So the first thing I'm doing is thread my rope through the loop, like that, kind of like a lark's head. Now, you've got this end. Very simple. All you're going to do is come around your pipe, go back through. See that? And then you just pull your rope through, cinch it up tight, and then as this pulls up, it puts tension on the loop below it, and it constricts. So we're going to do it again. We're coming around, coming back through, like that, and again. And that's what's considered a half hitch. So I'm going to do a bunch of these up there and keep going. Now, as you can see here, I've got all this new pipe. And the reason is because if you look, the pipe at the fittings are all corroded. And they're leaking right here at these points, and that could be one reason that the pump burned out prematurely. It should have been replaced last time probably, but we didn't do it, and paying for it now. Now, since we are going back with all new pipe, I'm not going to worry about trying to get that pipe apart. Power tools. P.S. Wear safety glasses. First piece down, 9 more to go. Why didn't I invest in a small electric winch? Break time. Now I can hear all of you saying, now Sean, why didn't you buy an electric winch? There's a dang good reason for that, and I'll tell you why. I didn't really think about it until I started cranking that chain hoist. Sometimes I don't plan far enough in the future, and I already had my mind on that chain hoist being what I was going to use, and I never deviated from that. I never really thought about anything else. So yeah, I could have used a electric winch, and it would be a lot easier, but not changing horses in the middle of the stream now. This is working the way it's working, and I'm going to just go with it. Now, I can hear you OSHA people out there. Oh, you're not doing this safely. You don't have a hard hat on. You don't have, you know, whatever. This is for my own stuff, and like I said, I'm not telling you guys how to do this. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it. Is there things that could happen? Yes. Have I made precautions to keep things from falling on my head? Yes. So I'm being as safe as I can out here. I don't actually have a hard hat here on site. They're not that expensive. Heck of a lot cheaper than a hospital visit or a casket, but I've made precautions to try to keep this thing as safe as I can out here. And like I said, I'm just doing it for me, so this is how I'm doing it. But it ain't gonna get done sitting here drinking coffee. Let's go. Well, I'm afraid I've got a bigger problem than I originally thought. I'm about 50 foot up, and it seems to be stuck. It's got a ton of pressure on it when I pull it, and now when I put slack in it, it doesn't go back down. That's probably a big problem. Okay, so here's where we're at. I called the pump guy. Really nice guy. He's been helping me out through this whole thing and kind of talking me through it. Apparently, this happens from time to time, so at this point, it's not a dead, you know, I'm not at a dead standstill. However, what we're having to do is inch it at a time. So I've cut the pipe off, and then I'm giving it some slack, and I'm using the old 2-pound sledge to drive it back down until it has some slack, and then I'll tension it back up and see if I'm gaining anything out of it. A little bit at a time. If I end up having to do this the whole way, this is going to take a month. Fingers crossed it'll free up and start coming on again. I don't know. All I can do is just keep going. See there, it's freed up again. Now we're tighter than I feel comfortable with, but we definitely gained a little bit on that one. So this is what I'm doing. Before it was 26.5. Now we're right at 29 inches. That's the only way I know to gain, or to see whether or not I'm gaining anything. I'm coming right off of the top of the well casing, so. A little bit at a time. Whew. Well, hallelujah, I got it broke loose, and it was my fault. So the reason I say it was my fault is because I was concentrating so much on pulling that pipe out of there that I didn't keep up with my wire. And I guess my wire bunched up inside the pipe. And but luckily I was able to keep giving it slack and driving it back down enough that I was able to get that wire free. And now we're back going. So thank you, Lord. That was very stressful for a few minutes. This whole process has been pretty stressful for me, and I don't like stress. Stress is a killer. So now we're back to going, and I'm gonna keep up with the wire, and fingers crossed, Lord willing, I won't have any more problems. This old ticker, I don't know how much longer it can handle it. Let's get back to work. There it is. All right, guys, we made it. We got it out of the hole. Now it's just a matter of putting all the pipe back together and dropping that pump back in there and getting it wired up. So we're going back in with Schedule 80 PVC so we don't have to deal with this corroding pipe like we had before. We're running new wire down there, so it'll be a whole new system when we get done, other than the bladder tank up top. But other than that, it'll be a whole new system, and now I'm ready to get this thing done because we've been without water for a few days now, and I'm ready for a regular shower. It's time to open this bad boy up. There we go. Franklin Electric. 1-horse pump. Well, in a pitiful attempt to hurrying, I broke the pipe that hooks the pressure switch up. So now I've got to head back to Home Depot and hope I've got enough time to get this done before it gets dark on me. If not, I'm going to be working in the dark. Alright guys, so we're here at Home Depot. I'm going to run in here real quick. I'm not going to take the camera with me because people kind of look at you weird. Run in here, see if we can get what we need, and then I will catch back up to you in just a minute. Alright, got what I needed. Let's go get this thing fixed. I'm running out of daylight. I gotta hurry up, get home, and get this thing put back together before dark because I want to shower tonight if at all possible. Now I know what you're thinking. What makes this a Rewild Outdoors video? What makes this worthy of being one of our videos? Why should you watch it? Well, the idea is this kind of ties in line with our survival and prepping type stuff. I'm not really showing you what to do, but my goal is to show you that if push comes to shove, you can do the things that you have to do. Pop used to always tell us that if somebody else can do it, you can do it. It's just a matter of experience and knowledge. And, you know, over time, I've developed skills to be able to do this kind of stuff. A while back, we did that video, it was a live stream I believe, called Know What You Don't Know. Now that was all about networking, and that's what this video kind of ties in with. The prepping side, the networking side. I knew a good bit about what to do, but I also knew how to network to find out the things I didn't know. Now, I found a good well guy through a buddy of mine, and he has been an invaluable source to help me on questions, and I've had some questions, and you know, he's talked me through it, and that's kind of how this thing ties into our channel and everything. Is, you know, it's part of the prepping survival side of it. You have to be able to network, and you got to just be confident in your own skills and learn how to fix your own stuff. That's really, in my mind, how this thing ties into this channel. But now we got to get back home and get this thing fixed. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going down about every 10 feet, taping our wire to it. Then we're going to get it wired up on the pump. We're ready to drop her down. Well guys, as you can see, we have lost light. And honestly, we're at a point now where I don't want to try to do this all by headlamp. We're just at a crucial point where I don't want to mess anything up. You know, this is a big, expensive process. So, unfortunately, no regular shower tonight. It'll be a camp shower again, but that's okay. We've made it the last few days. Our preps are still holding out, and we'll hit it again tomorrow. So, right now, I think I'm going to go clean myself up and get something for dinner. I'm hungry, and I'm worn out. So, I'll see you guys in the morning. Well guys, due to an unfortunate set of events, it is still a weekday. Therefore, I have to go to work. So, I'm going to go to work, get this stuff done as quick as I can, and get back here, get back on the job. I got to have a regular shower tonight. Alright guys, so we're back at it. I'm home from work, and we are going to get this thing wrapped up and get this water back on. I'm ready to be done with this project. So, we've got the wire taped to the pipe. I've got to finish taping it right here at the pump connection. We're going to put the well seal and the T on the top of it and get this thing down in the casing. Alright guys, so I guess we've got everything ready to go as far as I can tell. Now it's time to drop it in the well. Alright, can you push it to me? Come on. Are you okay? Well guys, we got a pump in the hole. So it got a little heavy on us, so we resorted to basically reverse operations of what I took it out. So we just chain hoisted that thing back down in the ground, and that worked out the easiest for me and Sarah. Sarah helped me out, and we got this thing in the hole. So now it's time to do the final plumbing and the wire up, and Lord willing, I'll have water coming out of the faucet here in just a little while. Yet another setback. I get so frustrated at stuff like this. I reached in and I grabbed a 1" to 1 1/4 reducer, or vice versa, 1 1/4 to 1" reducer. Out of the 1 1/4 to 1" reducer box, somebody had stuck a 1 1/4 to 3/4 inch reducer in there, and I didn't check it. I just grabbed it because I was in a hurry. And now I've got to run all the way back to freaking Home Depot to get what I need because some idiot put the wrong thing in the wrong box. I'm ready to be done with this. Really ready. Back to Home Depot. Alright. Back again. So now, try to get this thing put back together. Alright guys, so all the plumbing's done, the pipe's down in there. We're at a point now where we're obviously gonna have a professional electrician come in and wire this thing up, because we're gonna be safe and not do it ourselves. Right? Right. Alright, thank you sir, appreciate the help. You good?
Yeah, I'm back. Water is flowing.
All right guys, so as you can see, we have water. Hallelujah, thank you Lord. So we are all wrapped up now as far as the water goes. We've got it taken care of, guys. We have water back. Now, I really want you guys to realize this was tough. This was an up and down fight for us. And, you know, we struggled through it and we got it done. And that's kind of my idea for this video. I want you guys to be able to see that you can do these things. It's all about the networking. Get the knowledge, learn the things and the skills that you need to be able to do this stuff and be able to survive. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not a camping outdoor type video, but if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button for me. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Go back and watch our backlog of videos. You can even watch some camping videos if you do it that way. And appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next time. Never been so excited to wash my hands.